Today, we want to move the MT from here to here. Hi, I'm Russ. I'm rebuilding a 1977 Mobile Traveler motorhome, and this is all about the MT and me. It's going to be a pretty tight squeeze fitting those dually tires onto that concrete slab. As near as I can tell, I got about 7.5 feet of concrete and about 7.5 feet from outside to outside on the dually tires. So we're going to have to get it right. If not the first time, eventually. It's a shame we can't just pick her up and move her over, because I only want to shift her about 3 feet to the side. But to do that, we're going to have to pull Pearl back this direction, cutting her wheels, her front wheels, to get her lined up. And then we're going to have to pull her back up onto the concrete slab. You know, it sounds easy, but when you consider that she weighs about 6,000 to 7,000 pounds now, since we've taken some stuff off of her, well, she's still a pretty good load to be dragging around in the yard. But that's going to be today's project. Our biggest concern in moving the MT today is how wet this area of the yard is. It's the low spot of the neighborhood, so any rain collects right here. Now, we put in a French drain several years ago. That's helped the situation a little bit, but it still gets pretty wet out here. And we've got this one hole that I just poked this in that we've got to avoid completely, because for some reason, it never seems to get filled up with anything except water. Now, I don't think we're going to have to pull Pearl back that far. We should be able to stop before we get to that soft spot. The rest of this ground seems like maybe it ought to hold it. The big problem with moving her, aside from the brake drum that we now have repaired, has been getting a window in the weather. The other thing is, if you've been watching this channel, you know Pearl doesn't run. She has no power of her own. So we're going to have to manually move her back into this area and pull her back up onto the concrete slab. I'm not really sure how we're going to do that. Something extra special is going to have to happen for us to be able to pull that off today.
I bet we can do it.
I'll bet you can. Let's go to work, huh?
Want to get her. We want to leave her. There's nothing wrong with her. She's not in danger of anything but us running over her at this point. Don't worry, Mama.
Hey, well, looks like we got us an uninvited guest.
Should have blocked behind her.
back up and leave her alone. Let her do her business.
I took the chocks off the front wheels. Pearl is now sitting where she is in neutral. She hasn't moved on her own. Guess we're going to have to give her a push. Managed to push her off of the blocks that the right side was on. But I think I'm going to hook up a come along and see if we can't pull her back this direction, persuade her to move a little bit more. Because she's a big, heavy girl and it's hard to get her started. This feels like deja vu. We had Pearl hooked up like this to pull her off the trailer. We also had a similar hookup like this a few years ago when we were trying to move the building that's the workshop now. So this is the third time I've had a come along hitched to that pole back there, using it as an anchor. Hopefully this time it'll be an anchor so that we can move Pearl back this direction. Go for it. Yep, that's it.
Ladies, y'all get away from the turtle.
All right, I need to read.
rolling. I'm going to go to the front and push. You pull.
Well, we've managed to pull her back, I'd say about 15 feet. And we've got another 5 or 6 feet that we still need to go. And then I think we'll have her in a good position to cut the front wheels and start moving her back the other way to straighten her up on the concrete. And that's going to be a whole different ball game because I'm not sure what I can fasten to winch her from the front. But we will find something because Pearl is moving.
Ready?
Ready. We're ready, Fred.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah. Okay, y'all drive carefully. I'm about to move her.
Okay, see if you can pull the steering wheel that way. A little more. Keep going. Keep going. A little more. Okay.
This is difficult.
Okay, stop where you're at and hold what you got. Okay, here we go. Keep the tire cut. Keep the wheel cut. Keep it cut, keep it cut.
Okay, now we've moved Pearl a full motor vehicle length. Her front is now where her back was. I think that'll be sufficient for our purposes. Now, we kind of turn everything around and pull her back the other direction, carefully lining her up on that concrete slab as we go. It sounds easy. I hope it is.
It's probably not. We're just gonna sit here and chill. Here comes the turtle. See, final. If you're a turtle lover, you would love her. She's a box turtle. Be careful. She just got through laying her eggs, and she looks really nice. They go way faster than I thought. And I'm Sydney.
Well, we got Pearl pulled back. We've been scraping the slab clean. Got to get the water hose and wash it off real good. Let it dry before we do anything else. And also, take a little break and let the heat index come down too, before we start figuring out exactly how we want to get Pearl back up on the slab. I want to thank these two wonderful ladies for all of their help today.
That is Miss Abby and Miss
Abby
Harley.
and Harley. You guys have been a big help today. I got to run you home here in just a little bit, but I want you to come back and help me again someday, all right? All right, good deal.
Your YouTubers are the best people there are. And give us a big thumbs up and ring the bell. Make sure to subscribe.
This younger generation really knows YouTube. All right, good morning again. It is Sunday morning and a little bit after 7 o'clock. The air is so thick that I think if you take a deep breath, you drown. It's just that humid. The temperature is not that high yet. The heat index is only in the 80s. So we're out here to see if we can move Pearl up onto the concrete driveway slab before it really gets hot out here. So the idea is that barrier I just brought in normally blocks our driveway on this side because we have a collapsed culvert out there that we don't need anybody driving over. Well, I'm going to back Lady, our Jeep Liberty, over it today.
Yeah, you mess up my Jeep and we're going to have some serious problems.
We've had heavier things go over it, so I really don't think it's going to collapse, but you never know. So, we're going to be careful. I've set up my boundaries on each side, got it open. First step is to get Lady, come around, back her into the driveway here, onto the slab so we can hook up Pearl, and then we're going to see about pulling Pearl forward. And I'm considering that we have one shot at getting her in just the right position, because I don't want to have to push her back and start over. So we're going to do some careful calculating and see exactly how we need to move her to get her in the right place. First move the Liberty. So far, so good.
You threaded that needle very nicely.
Thank you. I'm about 10 or 12 feet from Pearl. Time to get into the workshop, find exactly what we want to hook these two vehicles together with in order to pull her forward. I think I might need to get a little closer. Well, Houston, there's a problem. There's nothing under here to hook onto.
I told you there's no towing package.
I'm not really sure how they would install a towing package when they do, unless they bolt it straight into the frame, because the only thing under here right now are these metal, they're a heavy metal strap that hold the gas tank in place.
Yeah, you're not hooking to
And
that.
I'm not hooking to those, no. This is nothing here, and the gas tank being where it is, it would interfere with actually going over the rear axle, which I wouldn't mind doing, I mean, if it were possible. But the chain's going to hit the gas tank if I do that.
So in other words, we need a different vehicle.
So in other words, yeah, although I'm sure the Liberty's got the power to pull her, I really don't have a way to hook them together.
So,
Maybe time to call in some help.
yeah, let's go see who's awake at this time of the morning on a Sunday.
Let's see who we can find that has a big truck. All right, good. Looks like your brother is going to come to our rescue
Really?
with his truck.
Awesome.
So I'm going to drive the Liberty back around where she belongs, and he says as soon as they get dressed, he'll be here shortly.
Okay, text him back and tell him if he wants cream for his coffee, he needs to bring it.
I'll do it.
All right.
No cream. Got that wheel fixed, made all the difference in the world. Well, really?
Oh!
All right, the rear dually I've been working on, it's half on and half off, but that inside wheel is on the concrete, and both wheels on the other side are on the concrete. That's good enough for me.
I appreciate you. All right, not a problem.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you too, Amanda. Y'all have a good one.
Y'all too.
All right, so brother-in-law Thomas to the rescue, and we appreciate him coming in. I knew if we got here, it wouldn't take any time to move Pearl to where we wanted her, and we got her exactly where we wanted her. However, what you couldn't see was when he was pulling it up, and we all said, okay, stop. He stopped, and I pushed down on the brakes on Pearl, and nothing happened. So I pushed her a little harder, and she stopped after a couple of feet. So anyway.
You know why? You drained all of the brake fluid?
There's no brake fluid. And I thought later on, I said, I can't even pull up the parking brake because we disconnected it. Let's hope she stops. I'll have to throw her in gear to stop her. But anyway, she stopped. She's in the right place.
Close enough anyway.
So we're going to call it a day's work well done. 2 days work well done. Now, it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. The heat index has just reached 100 degrees, and it's not going to do anything but get hotter. So we're going to call this day done as far as working on Pearl goes out here, and we're going to go ahead and wrap things up with you. Thanks a lot for going on this journey with us and for getting Pearl moved in the right place. Next week, we see about leveling her up, starting to level her up anyway, and maybe even get some of this front end off. It kind of depends on what the weather's going to do. We'll see what happens. But you be sure and join us then. If you haven't subscribed, do so. Please leave your comments below on this video or any of the other videos, because we really want to know what you're thinking about what we're trying to do with Pearl as we bungle along and kind of learn as we go, okay?
And y'all need to see how excited he gets when he gets comments.
I do. I love seeing your comments, so please leave something for me to read in the meantime. And of course, like this video, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and be watching next week for more of the MT and Me. Till then, I'm Russ. Reeves behind the camera. We'll talk later.